Don't quit your day job.
Thank you. I gotta go look for my lens cap. I'll be back. I hope I didn't lose it.
I'd be fucking punk rock if you spit on the lens. I'm glad you didn't.
I thought about it. She said it bad. Everyone's gonna laugh at me.
I hate the fucking camera. Get that shit out of me.
I'm gonna ask a bunch of comics what it's like while they're trying to find their voice. What it's like to be trying to find your voice. This episode is about your voice. It's on Fox, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock.
70% of all accidents happen within a mile of your house. I heard that and I was like, I don't know, that's kind of a high stat. I don't know if I believe it. But then, the other day, I was pulling in my neighborhood and I was speeding and I shouldn't have been. Came around the corner and BAM! Shit my pants.
I think what happens with finding your voice, I think you just get more comfortable on stage.
Like, who are your top comics usually will foster who you're gonna probably be, at least in the beginning, because that's all you know of what you found is as funny. Like, for me, like, I think comics usually end up being the comics they admire. They, in the beginning, try to portray those comics.
More so, like I used to hear that a lot. Oh, you'll find your voice. And I think I'm more in tune with my point of view. I try to tell everything from a real point of view, and then that way I don't have to work on it, so, or I don't have to be like consciously thinking about it. But like I'll watch old clips of mine, and I used to be a lot quieter, and I like that style of comedy, but it's really hard to get across like that. I had to purposely raise my energy on stage. I'll key in on that when I hear people talking. I like to talk, and I like when the joke flows.
Yeah.
That's what I think of as my voice.
Your path to finding your voice is going to be different than every other path to finding every other voice. You can't be like, hey, look at all the successful people. What did they do to work? I'll do that. It's already gone. You've already missed it. You have to be doing your thing. I will say, I know I haven't found my voice yet. I know I have a voice. But I still feel that whatever I end up really getting the hang of is not quite what I'm doing now. I know I still need to make a turn, or I need to refine my laser through another crystal before I am my full potential, kind of a thing like that. It's an artistic voyage, as weird as that sounds, and my first 5 years were really just getting comfortable with that in itself. I was not coming from an artistic place at all, and just kind of like coaxing that out and being comfortable in the front of the room rather than in the back of it was part of my journey specifically. So,
Your voice. It's basically the cheesiest phrase in stand-up. Man, if you found your voice, I'm looking for it. I think it's behind the cabinet. No, your voice is basically, in my eyes, what comes about after you hack off of every comic that you love. Do an impression of all your favorite comics until basically what comes out of it is you. Your voice comes about after your failed impressions of your favorite comics finally fall to the wayside, and whatever you are, whatever your unique perspective is, comes out.
Finding your voice is, that's just trial and error. It really is. You know, it's how the light bulb got discovered. You keep throwing things at the wall and see what sticks. You know, like if you know me now, that I'm a very low energy, slowly paced, one-liner comic, and I used to be high energy, where I would grab the mic and pace the stage and jump around and do crazy things. And I was just exploring because I was sick of telling my jokes. I was sick of doing the same 15 minutes over and over.
I mean, I definitely think when every comedian starts, just an opinion, I think you kind of write like who you like. I think you're gonna gravitate to it because it's something you like. I think over time, you're going to let that go a little bit. You can be yourself. You have to learn to be yourself. The way you are off stage should be what you are similar to on stage, you know, the thoughts and stuff like that. Hey, it's for a show, everybody.
You stick around whatever scene that's you're in till you're just old. You should have left a long time ago, and then people think that's your voice because they don't know any better because all the people that knew that it wasn't your voice are gone. Which is what happened. So nobody's here that I started with. They're like, "It's a great voice, yeah." Don't ask anybody that was here 6 years ago. So you guys are very professional. You're laughing. Yeah.
I spend so much time watching movies on Netflix, but I spend a hell of a lot more time looking for movies to watch on Netflix.
Well, I think that's the goal is that if someone sees your set, they can already know who you are. They don't have there's no second, like they see your set and they come up and talk to you and feel free like, oh, I know you now. Like I feel like we've just had a conversation. Yeah, you led it, but me and you just had a conversation, and now I know what kind of person you are, and I can go from there. Still, as far as finding my voice, I'm still searching. Like I come up with new ideas every day of how to say a joke or how I think I would say a joke or a perspective how I learned something new and I changed my idea on something. So now I want to talk from that perspective. And I still struggle a lot with going over the joke in my head and how I see it going and then how it comes out and how even when I watch on video I'm like that's not at all what I wanted. But it's just time. I got to keep doing it. Keep knowing what's in here is right, and eventually in here, as long as I keep practicing and doing it the way I feel I want to, it'll eventually come out. So, have I found it yet? No, but do I want to? Of course.
I am a gaping void of icy nothingness, and I force my opinions on others to compensate for the fact that I know I will die alone in a meaningless reality that has no order other than the absurd state of existence which we consider to be reality. Hail Satan, kill people, fuck bitches, smoke drugs.
I remember when I started, I heard a quote from Bill Burr, and he said, the first 5 years, you don't have a goddamn clue what you're doing. And I agree with that, because I'm 5 years in right now, and I don't still have a goddamn clue.
Yeah, I feel like this one was pretty repetitive. I feel like everyone said kind of the same thing, which it was probably a good thing. I think everyone, either your first 3 to 7 years, you're just trying to figure out what the hell you're doing on stage. And then once you figure that out, you can try to build up your voice. You can try to figure out what you want to say and how you want to say it. I'm constantly trying to find my voice. I don't think I have a voice yet. I think I'm voiceless. I think I'm a voiceless comedian. You ever feel like you're alone in a crowded room as a voiceless comedian?
NBA was listening to this.
Used against you in a court of law.
Nobody's
I know
gonna
all
watch
that
this.
shit, yeah.
Well, I wasn't
All right.
Didn't apply.
You better not film this guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you know? Tell me a joke.
Nah.